I'm Matt with Spartan Cops. And what I'm going to look at now is the concept of catching, controlling, and neutralizing in an armed confrontation. To think about just pushing off the guy and disengaging when all of a sudden a weapon is introduced to the scenario may not always save him. If my attacker comes out with a knife and I simply try to disengage and back up, he's going to be coming after me. If he comes after me, I may not have time to get my weapon out and start putting rounds into him. Especially at this distance. Most of the time, if I face an armed attack, it's going to be spontaneous. It's going to be an ambush. I'm not going to see it coming. It's like a sucker punch. So I've got to work my techniques off of that knowledge and be able to work in close to a guy. I may be talking to him from a safer distance, utilizing a good reactionary gap, but at some point, I'm going to have to move in and go hands-on with him. At that point, I'm either patting them down or I'm going to go in and arrest them. So when I initiate the closing of distances, now I'm in danger if the guy comes out with an edged weapon. So the first thing that's going to happen when he comes in and tries to cut me or stab me is I'm going to flinch. My natural body reaction to something coming at my head especially is to flinch. You also are going to put up a barrier. Your hands are going to come up. Just like a baseball thrown at your face, you're going to catch it without thinking about it. So when he comes in and he goes, I'm going to immediately shoot my hands out just like I'm catching a fish. When I do that, now I've got to take advantage of my startle and flinch reaction and control that weapon hand. The thing that's going to hurt me here is this knife. That's my primary threat right there. That's what I need to focus on. So I react, I want to grab. When I've grabbed a hold of his arm, now I want to bring it into the center of my body. My core strength area, where I'm stronger than he is. If I try to grab a hold of the thread, I transition to controlling the wrist, and I try to do it all out here, this is going to be somewhat a test of strength. I don't want to do that. Instead, I want to bring it into my chest. If I have a hard time because he's so much bigger than I am, I move to him. And what I really want to make sure is I'm not stabbing myself. However, most of us are wearing bulletproof vests. It's going to give you a lot of protection against an edged weapon. Except if he stabs through my trauma plate, through my vest, that could be bad. However, when I pull his arm in, here, I've got a good position of strength. I'm stronger than he is. Even if he can bench more than me and curl more than me, this is my position of strength right here. So once I've got him here locked in, all that I have to do now is move my body. I turn my body and it takes over his joint. As I turn, if I turn in a straight direction like this where both shoulders stay parallel to the ground, it's just going to drag him in a circle around me. So what I do is I've got him locked into me, I dip my left shoulder, and now I rotate on an axis that's canted. And what that does is that's going to take him along a circular path right into the ground. By taking him here, I've locked it, I step, I turn. That's going to take him to the ground. Now, I'm going to do the same thing we talked about in earlier discussions about pinning this guy to the ground. I bring my left shin in on a 45-degree angle. I'm going to pin his neck. And I capture his arm with both knees now. One shin is on his neck, the other one comes in nice and tight. I'm extending, putting pressure on his arm. That allows me to draw my weapon and neutralize the threat. From this position, it's really hard for him to do anything. I can just hug his arm and he's not going to be cutting anybody today. When I feel safe, draw my weapon, neutralize the threat.